The fundamental cure for all human ills is everywhere one and the same, to raise one's consciousness. Paramahansa Yogananda. Hi, it's DL. Welcome to Yoga Inside Out. Grab whatever props, blocks, cushions, blankets that you might need to make your practice more comfortable. Have your mirror ready for mirror meditation and join me on the mat. So please come into a comfortable seated position on a block or chair, against a wall, whatever makes you or frees you to release any extra tension in the body. And close your eyes. We're going to just be quiet for a moment. You can place your hands in Anjali Mudra. That's with your index and thumb finger together, resting on your knees, and breathe. Begin to bring your attention to this moment, this space. Let everything else go. Please bring your hands together. We will begin with our opening. We call in the love and support of our ancestors, the mother line, the father line. We call in the insight and example of our living teachers. We call in the presence and protection available to us through beings from other times and realms. Guide us in our practice. Deep breath. Hold the breath, pull up on the root log, and release. So I have an opening quote for you today. This is actually from my own book, The Unknown Mother, A Magical Walk with the Goddess of Sound. We are becoming, returning to that which exists beyond thought. Words are tools, but rather than master these tools, words have become our master, defining us and our universe as if they were the power or the very thing to which they point. But the power is in the consciousness that creates the word, not in the word itself. Words themselves are empty, but for the tremendous power we grant them by placing our total and unquestioning faith in them. If we're going to change our lives and the life of this planet, it's essential to reclaim our faith from words and begin to master them as the tools God intended. So today's class is not just focusing on words and the importance of words, but we're going to work with something called the Incantation of Solace, which is a prayer written by Richard Rudd, who is the creator of the Gene Keys. I'll say more about that later. But to kind of warm up a little more and get into our bodies, let's begin some intuitive movement. Now, I realize that if someone is new to moving, that it can almost feel like, gosh, I have no idea what to do. I just don't know what to do. And so therefore, I might make suggestions and you're welcome to follow me. But I encourage you, if you can, to just tune in to your own body and do what feels good to you. Forget about right, wrong, what it looks like. Forget about specific poses as you know how to do them. And let the body lead you into its own expression. The point of this part of class is to honor the language of the body, to honor the way that it communicates to us, and to begin to tune our ear to hear the body's messages. Okay? So, free movement. If you want to play some music wherever you are in the background, feel free. We won't be doing this too long. And, the first thing that, now here I'm just kind of guiding, and you can ignore me completely, or you can take my suggestions. So the first thing that I'm doing to get into this idea of intuitive movement, I'm just feeling and scanning my body to start for how I feel. I'm noticing that I'm not quite warm enough to take off my sweater yet. I'm noticing that there's some tightness in my my groin area, my legs. Let's see, what else? I'm breathing a little shallowly today. We just went back on lockdown here in France. And there's a lot going on in my home country. I live in France currently, but there's a lot going on in the United States right now that's impacting my loved ones and friends. So I am noticing all of these things. This is what's present for me. This is what's real. I'm not trying to be anything other than what is in this moment true for me. So as I notice these things, I can begin to slow my breath. I realize that I need to really tune into my breath. And what would be comfortable for me in terms of sitting? Like, do I want to sit like this? Do I want to stretch, reach? Do I want to roll? Do I want to massage myself? And as I begin to think of these possibilities, and again tune into what I'm witnessing or noticing from the body, then I can decide what I need to do. And I'm actually feeling I need something for my quadriceps in the front of the hips, the groin area. So I am simply going to, the intuitive part here is listening to the body. Now this type of stretch, this is a pretty formulaic stretch that I'm about to do. So, but I know that it will feel good. So I'm following that knowing. And that opened up my breath right away. I can feel my chest expanding. And now this starts to free up. Once I get in touch with my breath on a deeper level, then that starts to begin this wave, this ripple, this intuitive movement through the body as my leg maybe reaches away and then comes forward. So now it's less about a particular pose or stretch and more about moving through. And it's what feels good to you. It's not about putting the body into a nervous state because we're overstretching. It's about finding the things that feel delicious, that feel nourishing. My ankles started to rotate. I'm doing a little baby pose with one leg here, bringing that thigh in towards the armpit. And shaking is a really great thing that you can do too. And because personally I like to feel the same thing on both sides of my body, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. That's not necessarily something that you have to do. Maybe one side of your body needs more attention than the other. So think about whether you like to have the balance or you want to give attention just to one side. And so here, I'm feeling a little different on this side in that, this is comfortable to have my head supported. And the first thing I feel like I want to do, which is slightly different than the other side, is to enter into the baby pose first. That one-legged baby pose. And I love this because I can feel some benefit to my liver here. I'm lying on my left side. My right side is the facing up side. And so my liver is on my right side. Yours too. So once again, just follow your breath, let your body move. This is kind of a side-lying Lord of the Dance pose for those of you who are familiar with that. I'm feeling I want to come onto all fours as well, so I'm just going to allow that. And I'm starting to warm up, so I'm going to take this off. It's also a little less cumbersome. Probably put it on again in a moment because it's quite chilly. Oh yeah, here's where I want to be. And now I've entered into less movement, more stillness. Just letting the backs of my arms lengthen. Allowing my sternum to descend towards the floor. And the breath is what helps me release to the ground, to my bones. So just a little to work. And as you complete your movement, just come back to a seated position. So come into a comfortable seated position, whether that be in a chair or on the floor, for pranayama. Now, last week we worked with breath of fire. If you remember, that was like panting over your tongue, but with your mouth closed. And remember that if you are pregnant or you have, if you're pregnant, you shouldn't do breath of fire. If you have, if you're menstruating, if you have heart condition, glaucoma, hernia, any of those kinds of things going on, then either do it super, super gently or do long, deep breathing. So, what I'd like to do today is a little bit of movement with this breath of fire. So this comes from Kundalini Yoga. If you place your fingertips on your shoulders, we're going to be twisting the spine to the left with the inhale and exhaling out to the right. And we'll just go back and forth like that with breath of fire. So, and we'll be doing this for about 3 minutes. If at any point you need to take a break, take it. If you need to do it slower, do it slower. If you want to do it faster, do it faster. You get the idea here, right? You're in control. Okay, let's go. That was about a minute. Feel free to take a break if you need to. It can often result in feeling slightly dizzy, in which case, again, just breathe. You might want to take a sip of water. We're probably about the 2-minute mark. Notice if tension is building up, see if you can release that tension with the power of the breath. It's the strength of the breath that carries us through the difficulties. Just a little bit more. Three, 2, and 1. Rest with your hands in your lap. Breathe. And feel the sensation, the circulation, the prana moving through the body, perhaps in ways you've never felt before. Let go of the fatigue, let go of the effort, let the practice work on your behalf now. All you have to do is receive. Good job. Slowly open your eyes if they're closed. And I'm going to share my screen with you. So here comes the Holy Incantation of Solace. Now we'll include a link to this page in the video description. I would like to point out that there are, where are they? Not on this page apparently. Here we go, transcription and translation. So there are videos for learning how to work with the Holy Incantation of Solace. There are also versions of the incantation in lots of different languages, as you can see here. So if you would like it in French or in another language, you can work with that there. Now, let's look at the English version here. The Holy Incantation of Solace. It's a prayer. May love pour through our soul, binding us together as one. May light flower in our heart, lending us the grace to transform all fear. May warmth radiate our belly, bringing prosperity to all. May purity shimmer in our bones, filling us with the light of the stars. May kindness resound in our voice, softening the way that lies ahead. May clarity shine through our mind as we lie in the arms of the infinite. May solace abound in our life, touching all who we meet. May solace abound in the world, bringing all beings into perfect union. Now, I bow to Richard Rudd for creating this beautiful prayer. At the same time, I'm going to alter this prayer and share it with you today. And it goes back to the quote that I read at the beginning of class about the power of words. And the issue that I take with this holy incantation has to do with the words may this, may that. It's giving permission, but it's not affirming that it already is. And that's the objection I take. So I have just slightly changed this, and I want you to see if you can feel the difference, okay? Instead of, may love pour through our soul, binding us together as one. Love pours through our soul, binding us together as one. Can you feel the magnitude of that difference? May light flower in our heart. No, light flowers in our heart. It's already happening. It already is. That's what we need to affirm. So our practice with mirror meditation today is going to focus on this holy incantation. Now, I'm going to close the screen here and come back to me. And I'm going to share with you now the mudras, because there are hand positions that are associated with each part of that prayer, and I'm going to show you what those are. Okay. So with love pours through our soul, it's just Anjali Mudra, the hands in prayer pose. Okay. This goes from prayer pose into a slight opening. Okay, so there's a little bit of an opening here as you go into light flowers in our heart. So the light opens Anjali Mudra a little bit, and there's some space between the hands. From here, warmth radiates our belly. We're going to cross the hands like so, and then place them on the belly. Okay, so just crossing hand over hand, it's easy. Purity shimmers in our bones. You are going to grab the right pinky in the left hand, and then make a steeple. So right pinky, grab it with your left hand, and then create a steeple with your index fingers. So this is the purity shimmering in our bones. Okay. For kindness resounds in our voice. This one I change. For Richard Rudd, it is the left palm grabbing the right fist. And what I do is Shank Mudra, which is very similar. So Shank Mudra, the right hand grabs the left thumb, and from there you bring your fingers of the left hand together to meet the thumb. So it looks like this on one side, which is kind of like a shell. It's called Shank Mudra, a shell. And then just towards the throat. So that's kindness resounds in our voice. For clarity shines through our mind. That is the three middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger together. The other two, the index finger and the thumb, come down together to meet. So it looks like eyes and a little unicorn horn facing you. Okay? So that is clarity shines through our mind. Solace abounds in our life. That is the right hand on the heart covered by the left hand. And then finally, solace abounds in the world. Open that to the world. And then just bring your fingertips together. Okay, so Anjali Mudra. Opening up Anjali Mudra, a little bit of space between. Crossing to the belly. Grabbing the right pinky and the steeple. The left palm, the right hand grabbing the left thumb, bringing the fingertips together and the thumb together. Then the thumb and index finger coming together to make little glasses. Right hand on heart, left hand cover. Hands open and come together. Okay, so again, haven't talked about mudras, and I don't think I'm going to say a whole lot about them today, except that, you know, they're a way to channel energy. They're a way to move energy through the body. They're a way to focus energy. And the only mudra that I change here from Richard Rudd's is this one, the Shank Mudra, which I use for the throat, the voice. Instead of, and his is very similar, it's the left palm grabbing the right fist. So if you would rather do that, feel free, if it's easier for you. Okay, so get your mirror ready. If you're not comfortable doing mirror meditation, remember that you can always do the meditation without the mirror. Those of you who would like to use the mirror, please sit close as you can to the mirror so that you can easily engage with your own eyes. We are going to say the holy incantation of solace, each line 3 times. Let the words melt into every cell of your body and allow the power of the words to illuminate the light in your eyes. So position yourself comfortably in front of the mirror. Remember that if any phenomena arise during your practice, to just let it be there. Don't get attached to it. Don't get freaked out by it. Okay, so bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra. Love pours through our soul, binding us together as one. Love pours through our soul, binding us together as one. Love pours through our soul, binding us together as one. Keep your eyes open. Allow your energy to ground down as we change position of the hands, bringing some space between them. Light flowers in the heart, lending us the grace to transform all fear. Light flowers in our heart, lending us the grace to transform all fear. Light flowers in our heart, lending us the grace to transform all fear. Breathe deeply. Let's change the hands now, crossing hand over hand in front of the belly. Warmth radiates our belly, bringing prosperity to all. Warmth radiates our belly, bringing prosperity to all. Warmth radiates our belly, bringing prosperity to all. Stay connected to yourself. Soften your gaze. Grabbing the right pinky in the left palm and making that steeple shape with the 2 index fingers. Purity shimmers in our bones, filling us with the light of the stars. Purity shimmers in our bones, filling us with the light of the stars. Purity shimmers in our bones, filling us with the light of the stars. Changing the hands into Shank Mudra, we grab the left thumb with the right hand, bringing the fingertips together. Kindness resounds in our voice, softening the way that lies ahead. Kindness resounds in our voice, softening the way that leads ahead. Kindness resounds in our voice, softening the way that leads ahead. Let's change the hands now, bringing the pinky through the pointer finger together, index and thumb making little eyes. Clarity shines through our mind as we lie in the arms of the infinite. Clarity shines through our mind as we lie in the arms of the infinite. Clarity shines through our mind as we lie in the arms of the infinite. Deep breath as we prepare to change the hands now, left over right on the heart. Solace abounds in our life, touching all who we meet. Solace abounds in our life, touching all who we meet. Solace abounds in our life, touching all who we meet. Opening the hands now, bringing the fingertips together at any point you desire. Solace abounds in the world, bringing all beings into perfect union. Solace abounds in the world, bringing all beings into perfect union. Solace abounds in the world, bringing all beings into perfect union. Deep breath. Bow to your reflection. So let's take a Shavasana now. We'll do the voice work practice as the last piece for class afterwards. So, we just did this powerful incantation of solace with the mirror. Now let all of that just sink deeply into you and rest. Bringing some gentle movement into the fingers and toes. Deep breath can help you start to press in different parts of your body towards the floor. Maybe the back of the head, back of the arms, the heels. Just to start bringing movement back into the body in a gentle way. And then you can take a long, deep body stretch, wrapping all the tissues around the bones as you reach, tighten, and then release and bring everything back. Bending the knees if you want to take them to the chest and give yourself a hug. Or just let them rock slightly back and forth, side to side. And rolling onto your side in good time. And rest there for a moment. And when you're ready, pushing yourself into a seated position. So we are living in an age during which more and more courage will be required. There is a mudra that I'd like to show you to help you access your courage. So if you're ever feeling fearful, if you're feeling unsure about proceeding in a certain way, you can meditate with this mudra. Again, this is, it's hand yoga. It's a way to channel the energy and focus your attention. And to make this mudra, so this is called the Courageous Heart Mudra. So you'll want to cross your hands so you have them back to back. Okay? You're going to link your pinky fingers, and then your ring fingers, and then your middle fingers. Okay? And then your index and thumb are free to come together. Hold this at about level with your heart and just relax. Now we're going to add a little sound practice here, and I encourage you to make a hum. So rather than think of a particular vowel sound and toning, this is just humming. It's that sound, okay? So you might be at a different pitch than I am. Your hum might be for a longer duration, because what you'll want to do is hum throughout the entire exhalation. Don't think you have to fill the silence or the empty space with the next hum. Okay, take your time to breathe in fully. When you reach the top of the inhale, then you can release the next hum. But in between, while there is that period of silence, hear the inner hum happening inside. Okay? So it's one continuous hum, but you're only externalizing the sound during the exhalation. Let's begin. Hold the mudra and rest in that vibration now. Deep breath, raise the arms overhead. And release the mudra, open the arms, sweep them through the auric field. And rest your hands in your lap. Just notice what you feel. Notice if there's a calmness, a clarity, a strength present. And know that sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to feel these subtle things. And eventually they won't be so subtle. They'll be quite palpable. Let's rub the hands together now and close. We will chant Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Bring the hands to the heart. Breathe in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Thank you for joining me for Yoga Inside Out. I'll be back next week with a new practice. Please check out my website at dlcsgo.com, and I'd love to see your comments and thoughts about this practice. Have a tranquil day.